Hello, everyone. We are going to proceed with our recordings. This is the second recording, processing of opening balances. We are going to focus on 1.4, which is page 8, written page 8, since my question paper does not have page number. So if you did watch the first video, you will know that page numbers were written by myself. I did write the page numbers myself. So 1.4 opening balances. It says here, use the information at 1.1.5 to process the opening balances of the inventory items on 29 February 2024 in the relevant journal. Use INVJ01 as reference and balance as narration. Untick all settings of the journal. Print and update. Now, let's go to let's identify 1.1.5. 1.1.5 is found in page 5, but the actual table is in page 6. We are going to use this table on page 6 to record the balances. All right. So now, just to start on page 5, it says here 1.1.5 stock as on 28 February 2024 already set up. Now, to record this on your system, you will say process. You'll say process and then inventory journal. And then one other thing that you should note is that when you record the opening balances, you are not going to use the current period, but the previous period of your current period. So in this case, let's identify the current period. The current period is written on page 7 under 1.3. It says here transactions for March 2024, period 2. So it means that our current period for this question paper is period 2, and the month is March. Hence, you will note that on the instructions that talks about the opening balances are referring to the month of February. Even when you check on 1.5, on 1.5, it says stock as on 29 February 2024. It does not talk about the same month, March, because March is for the current period. So for the opening balances, we are going to use the previous month, which is February. So here already it's period 1, but just to show how to select if period 1 is not selected, you'll click the drop arrow. And then period 2 is for current transaction, which is March. Then you'll select period 1, which is for February. You get a message, yes. All right. Then from here, you press enter twice. Sorry. Already here something was selected. Let me delete. You press enter twice, you get a list. So now you focus on page 6. We have a table of inventory items, and then where the first column is code, then followed by description, category, unit, and stock on hand. Now this column here, stock on hand, is the one that we focus on, as it helps or as it gives us the quantity of stock that we have on hand in terms of the opening balances. And if it happens that on this stock on hand column there is an inventory or the inventory item with 0 quantities or it's blank inside, it means you do not process the opening balance for that inventory, because you are going to get stuck under the in or out column as you're supposed to record something. Once you select, you're supposed to record with how many units you have. So if it's blank or 0, you skip that item. So in this case, we have our list on the system. We have our list on the question paper. We can use it. We can look at the code of the inventory that we are recording. So now on the question paper, the first one is BA01, and then already it's selected BA01. I'm going to press enter. And then it goes to narration. And if you remember, the instruction here on page 8, it says we must it says use INVJ01 as reference and balance as narration. Then they also said untick all settings. So this one, it can't be possible. They say untick all settings of the journal. So let me show you what they're talking about. So when you click settings, there are items which are ticked. So they say untick, you remove the tick. Then you go to settings again. Now we are left with one tick. Repeat narration. This one we cannot untick it, But the instruction says we must untick everything. The reason I'm saying we cannot untick this one is because this one says repeat narrations. It has a tick. And this tick means yes. So what happens with this? It means with the tick on, the narration will remain the same. It will repeat the narration. The reason I'm saying we don't untick is because our instructions here says balance as narration. Balance as narration. Balance as narration. So this one, let's leave it on, irrespective of the instruction. Leave it on, the repeat of narration. So we have selected our item. Then when it comes to the narration, instruction says you must type balance. You type balance, balance. Then press enter until reference. And then another instruction about the reference said we must use INVJ. INVJ01 as reference. Then you press enter until in. So under the column of in, we are going to type the quantity, which is 50. Bear in mind that already we had 50 here because it's a duplicate, meaning that this is, I'm doing this for the second time. That is why you see this 50. So now as I press enter, our 50 will change because the stock is increasing. I'm recording for the second time. This one will change to 100. So ignore that part. So in the column under in, I'm typing the quantity 15, then enter, enter again. It goes to unit cost. It is also important to verify the unit cost because sometimes the lecturer might have made mistakes when creating the company, and you find that the amounts are incorrect. Or sometimes you find that they are incorrect by people, so it's for you to correct. So you verify this price. Now you press enter again until the next line. You press enter again, you get a list. So now the second item is BA02. I'm going to click BA02. Here's our BA02. Enter. Now, let's look at our narration. The narration is now repeating. Here it says balance. It also says balance again. Show everything that we record. The narration column is going to say balance because we are recording opening balances, right? Hence, I said to you, we must not untick the repeat of narration because there is a contradiction. So just leave it like that. I hope it makes sense now that you can see the difference. So then we proceed to quantity. From here, you just go to quantities, item, quantity, verify the price. Now the price for this one is 23.35, which is correct. Or quantity, sorry, 56. Then enter until price is correct. Enter, get a list. Now we are looking for CA01. CA01. Enter until quantity. Quantity is 8. You type 8. Then enter until price. We verify the price. 297.88 correct. Enter until the next line. Our fourth item is CA02. You select CA02. Enter until quantity. Under in, sorry. Enter until in. Okay, and then quantity is 9. Enter until price. Verify the price. 274.85. Enter until the next line. Enter until get a list. Our next item is CR01. CR01. Enter until in. Quantity for that is 25. Enter until price. We verify is 1367, correct. Next line. Another item is CR02. CR02, you select. Enter until in. It's how many? Is 34. You type 34. Enter until price. You verify the price. As much as the price is correct, you need to verify. We don't say because the first ones are correct and then everything we assume that's going to be correct. It doesn't take you much time to verify. Then the next one is CR03. Select CR03. Enter until the in column. How many? Is 23. Enter until price. Verify. It's 28.87. Correct. Enter until you get a list again. This one is HP01. I'm going to select HP01. Enter until in is 13. Then enter until price. We verify 182.991, correct. Enter until get a list again. It's HP. You repeat the process up until you are done. HP02. Quantity for this one is 13. You type 13 under in. Then the price is 157.86, correct? Then PA01, PA01, enter until in, the quantity is 21. Price is 199.00, correct? Then as we proceed is P, PI 01, and then it's 17, you type 17, 16.15 is correct. Then last one's RO01, RO01, quantity is 112, price is 241.25, which is correct. Now we are done. We need to check what the instruction says about printing. It says print and update. Then you are going to say print batch. You get a message. This one it says PDF. Supposed to be printer here. Never mind it. So you get a message okay for printer. So mine will save because no printer, it does not have a printer setup. I'm on the laptop. So this one will save their work. All right. Then I will just say 112. I'm saving instead of printing. You will be printing by saying okay. Then the next step is to update. Then you say update batch. You get a message update. Then when you update, you lose everything. So it's very important to follow the procedure. The instruction is clear. Print and update, not the other way around. Not the other way around. If you start by updating, then you cannot print. All your work will be gone. It will be lost. So hence I'm saying, please make sure that you follow the instruction. Print, and then afterwards you update. Now everything is gone. All right, the end of our recording for the inventory.